What's the good word, y'all? It's your boy DKB here. So, third division game coming up. We are facing the Buffalo Bills for the second time, breaking down some final roster moves ahead of this pivotal matchup, right? We could have set ourselves up with the last two games, even if we split one of them with how things were shaking out in the AFC East and the AFC as large. But this is definitely critical to our remaining chances of being in the playoffs. So we have a number of injuries that are out there. Some guys we've already ruled out, but there was a key injury that popped up Saturday for us. We had cornerback Michael Carter II, our slot corner. It's at least not a doubtful tag, right? But he's questionable. He has a hamstring injury. Generally, that's going to be tough to play him for a full game. So even if they do end up continuing to make him active on game day, I would expect that he ends up splitting his time quite a bit. Now, who would that be with? Brandon Echols, most likely. He does have the versatility to play inside and out. Or maybe you see some more trickery like we did when we had DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner around, and you have some guys moving inside, some guys moving out. The reason this is so important is obviously he's part of our starting trio. Generally, I won't say it's unanimous, but you'll be hard-pressed to find in the NFL a better starting trio. And we just so happen to be drawing Stephon Diggs this week. And the way that the game plans have worked so far with the teams that have had the most successful passing attacks against us, and again, that's been minimal, but it's been attacking the slot. And that's not to say that Michael Carter II has been doing a terrible job by any means. In fact, he's generally top 5 in most statistical categories that matter for a slot cornerback. Again, keep in mind the degree of difficulty is going to be bumped up a lot, right? You can't just say I'm going to force the guy to the boundary, stuff like that. It's the open field. You're susceptible to a lot. Even Aaron Rodgers, highlighted Michael Carter when he was coming over. If you remember that Green Bay game that we actually beat them against, he said the game plan was to attack Michael Carter, and obviously we know how that worked out in our favor. So, nonetheless, if he can't go against Stephon Diggs, that does become a little bit more worrisome. But you also have Billy Turner. He's out officially. Not really a sad story there. Chad Surratt is out, the linebacker. Linebacker Sam Equivine is out. We have Dwayne Brown and Kenny Yeboah, both still on IR. They're not going to be activated for the week. And so the call-ups that we've had, right? We signed we signed defensive tackle Tanzel Smart back to the active roster. And then we've elevated linebacker Marcelino McCrary-Ball. If you guys remember, I did a breakdown for him when we placed him on the practice squad. Came over from the 49ers, spent a full year on the practice squad with them. And he did show some pretty solid coverage ability during the 6 preseason games. Came away with 2 pass deflections and an interception, so nothing crazy. But he doesn't look like he's out of place in this league, which is cool. And, was probably one of those guys, if I recall, that I put out there as maybe a sleeper developmental pickup for us, right? Especially considering the position he plays and how well we've been, been able to produce some pretty superior results at that position with Robert Saleh and Jeff Ulbrich back there. Let's not forget Mike Rudenberg, the linebackers coach, by the way. Much credit to him. And then we've elevated offensive lineman Jake Hansen. Previous experience with the Packers, so we're not talking about a fresh, rookie coming off the bench or anything like that. But it's going to be a very important game for us against the Bills, guys. I would like to say, us being at full strength would be a huge boost, but generally the picture that's been painted by a lot of you guys, as I've been seeing some of the comments and stuff, and just in general, right, football knowledge. This is a game where we are definitely underdogs. It doesn't matter all of the negative things going on with the Buffalo Bills. We're still flying in their territory, right? We still have Zach Wilson at quarterback. We know the limitations at offense, the 5 touchdowns. And when I was thinking about it, I know we've kind of crapped on Zach Wilson ad nauseum at this point, but, and I didn't go and confirm this, but I know this has to be somewhere in the realm of truth. It's so bad that Taysom Hill, I think, may either be matching only a touchdown or 2 away, or maybe beating out Zach Wilson when it comes to tossing touchdowns this year. And keep in mind, Taysom Hill's like the ultimate gadget guy, right? He goes in there at running back, at fullback. They play him at tight end. He has a package where he can go out there and play quarterback, and he'll secure you 1 or 2 a game, it almost feels like. So yeah, I mean, nonetheless, we know we're underdogs in this game, and we know our history with winning must-win games has been pretty terrible. So I know a lot of you guys, I won't say a lot, some of you that I've seen have already checked out on the season, right? You don't trust anything that we could do with Zach Wilson, regardless of how many games we win. And you don't even really want to reach the postseason because it kind of feels like it won't matter. But I still have faith in this season, right? Let's, breathe life into some positivity here, and again, I will highlight the biggest factor for me is the Buffalo Bills have never been able to beat us, and we've been at our worst in essentially every matchup, right? Zach Wilson against the Buffalo Bills, I don't know what the all-time record is, but I'm pretty sure they haven't beat us in like 2 years. And so I will walk away with that, right? One of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL, and you haven't been able to beat a team that's led by them. And keep in mind, in a lot of those matches, we haven't had all of the weapons and stuff that we have now, and our defense has actually continued to improve over the course of these matchups. So I still feel strongly that this game sways in our favor, but ultimately, let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you again. Peace.